Alright, so welcome back to another video on the channel. So it's been a couple of days, that's my bad, but in this video I work on my strip mine. I actually, finally get a diamond pickaxe, and I also get some obsidian, so pretty good, productive session. But I want to talk about Windows 11 and how pretty much I basically, moved a lot of the important stuff that I do to Linux. And I didn't do it just because I'm like a tech nerd or some elitist, but I feel like pretty much Windows 11 has become fundamentally hostile to its users. And in this video, I want to make my case on why it's, time to leave Windows 11, focusing on things like, the telemetry forced accounts, the AI disaster, and also why Linux is like, it's in its prime time right now. But yeah, let's start with the telemetry, because I feel like telemetry is like the invisible poison that's slowly been killing the Windows experience for, years now. Because at this point, when you install Windows 11, you're not just like installing like an OS, because at this point, you're also installing like a data harvester on your computer. Microsoft, they call it diagnostic data, but if you actually look at the volume of packets being sent to their servers, even when like your computer is idle, it's pretty insane. Like every time you open a start menu, every time I guess you search for a file locally on, your hard drive, every time you click an app or run a program, that event is being logged and sent back to Microsoft. And the worst part is how they've hidden the the opt-out button like behind layers of deceptive UI. That's the worst thing. Like even if you go into the settings and turn everything off, set to like, I don't know, basic data collections, your computer is still sending data at the end of the day. Like they made it so you can't like truly have like a silent no log system unless you're running like an enterprise version and like spend hours digging through like settings like the group policy editor, which the average user probably does not know how to do, or probably cannot spend all that time, or they just don't even have access to it because they're either on the home or pro versions of Windows 11. Like it's about control at the end of the day. Like why does my OS need to know what I'm searching for in my own local folders? Like why does it need to report back my app usage patterns? Like there's no need for that. Like it's all bloat. It's like a waste of system resources as well. And it's like a massive privacy liability. Like pretty much on Linux, if you don't want telemetry, you just don't have it. Period. And I'm pretty sure most distros like they barely collect anything at all. Like there's no telemetry, or like only like essential information for like the developers. Like most of them just don't have this issue. Like, and even the ones that do, like I feel like Ubuntu or like Fedora or like others, like they're very honest about it. Like you can disable it if you want to. Like they don't try and hide it on like Windows 11. And it's not even like a requirement to keep the system running. And let's also talk about the second thing here, which is the forced accounts. So pretty much, these days if you want to, set up Windows 11 on a fresh install, you need to have a Microsoft account. Like trying to patch like all the methods. Like Microsoft has spent like the past like, I think like 2 years trying to kill like every single workaround to, avoid signing in like an Outlook account. Like pretty much they've also been blocking a lot of like the bypasses, like the OOBE ones. Like they've been shutting down like a lot of them, like the ones where like open the command prompt, you type something in. Like those are like the most common ones to bypass this account requirement. But those are gone, and the reason that they want it gone, like these bypasses, because they want your computer to be tethered to their servers at all times. And why is that the case? Well, that's because a local account does not give the same like advertising profile that a cloud linked account does. Like when you sign in with a Microsoft account, your entire OS is just tied to like your web identity, and that's like the main thing that Microsoft wants. But the problem is that I feel like this creates like a single point of failure. Like for example, let's say that your Microsoft account gets flagged or locked for some reason. Like maybe like I guess like an AI bot thinks you did something like weird, like something, or maybe you just like messed up, like you locked your Microsoft account. And if you use like OneDrive, for example, like Microsoft's pushing that, you could lose access to like files on like your own computer. Like you're locked out of your own like PC. Like that's just like dangerous. But on Linux, on the other hand, this concept of like a cloud mandatory account, like that's just a joke. Like pretty much on Linux, what you do, you just create your local user, you set a password, and that's pretty much it. And most of the time, you don't even need an internet connection to install the operating system. Like you don't need to give them an email address. Like your computer with Linux truly belongs to you, and it works whenever you're online or offline. Like the fact that Microsoft is trying to make online only the standard for like operating systems, it should be a massive red flag for anyone who actually like cares about digital sovereignty. That's a big word right there. But the biggest deal breaker, the one that finally pushed me over the edge, I would say, is the AI integration. Like pretty much, Microsoft, they're scared of like, OpenAI, Google, like they want to, be in the AI race. Like, it's the big hype right now. And specifically, let's talk about recall. So I've mentioned recall in a couple of videos, but if you don't know what recall is, it's pretty much a feature where pretty much the OS, it takes a screenshot of your screen every few seconds, and it uses AI so you can like search through like your history to, I guess like find stuff on your screen. And think of the security implications of that for more than 2 seconds. Like a social database of everything you ever looked at on your screen, like your bank accounts, private messages, I don't know, medical records, passwords. Microsoft claims it's local and secure, and they do have some features where like it censors that stuff, but a lot of times it either sucks or just doesn't censor it. So yeah, and we also already found ways for like researchers to actually extract like the information in the database. Like I said, it's just not secure. Like it's a built-in keylogger at the end of the day. And, even after like the massive backlash they faced, because they faced a lot of backlash, rightly so, for this disaster of a feature, they're still going all in on the AI, like calling it like, an agentic OS, I think that's how you say it. And they're baking Copilot into literally everything, like Notepad, Paint, the Microsoft Store. It's in the context menu. Like, I don't want an AI agent always, watching my desktop. Like, I don't want my OS to be smart. I want my OS to be like a stable foundation that just runs my programs and just stays out the way, lets me do what I want to get done. And Windows 11 is moving in the opposite of this. Like, meanwhile, on the other hand, Linux, like, Linux just stays out the way. Like, you open your programs, you do what you want to do. Like, it just lets you do it. And also, like, all the customizability on Linux. Like, it's the complete opposite of what Windows, right? Like, Linux is just truly, like, freedom. Like, at this point, Windows is just prioritizing, like, AI hype and, like, the investor wants over, like, actual security and privacy of people using their OS. Like, it's a betrayal of trust. Like, it's actually insane. So now I want to talk about more specifically about the Linux advantages. So why Linux, and why now? That's because the excuse of, oh, it's too hard to learn Linux or to use it. I think it's dying. Like, I think it's dead at this point. Like, for example, look at what's happened over like these past, like, it's like 2 years. Like, because the Steam Deck made Linux like the Linux gaming like more mainstream, more popular, and the massive improvements to desktop environments like KDE, Plasma, and GNOME. Now, Linux is like arguably much more user friendly than it used to be, like maybe even more than Windows, you could argue. Like, for example, when I installed Fedora, like a couple of weeks ago, it took me maybe like 20 minutes max. Like, all my drivers recognized, like my monitor, it worked right out of the box, all my audio, my keyboard, there was no issues with that. And even my NVIDIA GPU on my gaming laptop, like something that is often a deal breaker, it doesn't work. Like, the drivers work fine. Like, I can play games, like it works like great. And the performance in games, like it's, oftentimes like same or even it's like slightly better than Windows. Like, there's not that much of a drawback anymore. And I think it's probably because, Linux does not run like a bunch of background processes. But that's just my thoughts. And also, gaming on Linux, it used to be like a nightmare back in the day with like broken launchers, I think like Wine as well. But now, thanks to Steam Deck, Valve, and Proton, like, it's very easy to game now. Like, a lot of my library on Steam just works. Like, I just click play and it opens. And like I said, sometimes the FPS is even higher on Linux. Like, it's pretty shocking. But the real advantage at the end of the day is not just like, oh, I get more FPS. I guess it's more like the feeling of ownership. Like, if I don't like a feature in Linux, I don't like a feature, I can just turn it off or even just like disable it. If I don't like the desktop, I can just change it, like just like a snap of a finger. Like, there's no ads in the start menu. There's no like suggested apps being installed without my permission. My computer on Linux, it just does what I tell it to do and nothing else. Like, that should be like the bare minimum for an operating system, but I guess for Microsoft, no, not really. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on why I think it's time to if you're still on Windows 11, like seriously look into Linux. Like, I think at this point it has a very good value proposition for what it can do for you, and you don't realize like how much friction Windows 11 like adds until like it's gone. However, I will say this, like, even though I do use Linux for a lot of things now, I don't think it's advisable to just like wipe everything and just immediately jump to Linux. Like I said, I dual boot, and that's just because a lot of applications still require like Windows. Like some games, for example, like I think like Valorant, like that anti-cheat, like it won't run on Linux, or I think even like Roblox. So I still keep Windows just for that. Like, I feel like dual booting is just the best solution because For most of this stuff, you can just hop on Linux, but if you need Windows, you still need it. Like, it's right there. So I think dual booting is just what you should do, honestly. Like, I wouldn't recommend just fully like uninstalling Windows, like just having one OS. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, at this point, if you're on the fence, just pick like a beginner friendly distro, like I guess like Linux Mint or Pop OS or Ubuntu. Just pop it on USB and you can just try it, see if you like it. And a good thing is also you can just try it out. You don't have to immediately like commit to Linux. Like that's a good thing as well. But yeah, I'm just have any thoughts or anything, just feel free to leave in the description. And yeah, I'll see you next time.